Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so today we just keep doing more and more of the same thing, and it's about being able to recognize the relationship and to figure out, well, what's going on. So, number one, we have two lines meet at a point, set up and solve an equation to find the value of x. So when we see that they're across from each other like this, that means that they're vertical. And then we have to remember that vertical angles are congruent. So my equation 72 has to equal x plus 15. Here they're only asking me to find the value of x. Okay, so to get x by itself, I have to cancel 15. So that should give me 57, and I'm sure you're checking. Okay, so x is 57. They didn't ask for the angle, they only asked for x, which means that I can be done. So for number two, right, I know right here I'm going all the way around a point. That means that these have to add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to start with that. Well, what's adding up to 360 degrees? There's three different angles there. The box really means that it's 90. So that means we have 90 plus 123 plus x equals 360. If it didn't say to set up an equation, you could have just done this doing some mental math, but it said to set up an equation. So my first job is to combine my like terms, which is going to give me 213 plus x equals 360. Subtract 213 from both sides. And I'm going to get x is, I certainly hope I did that right, 147 degrees. In this case, x was the angle, so I still didn't have to do any more work there. All right, number three. Four rays meet at a common vertex. In a complete sentence, describe the relevant angle relationships in the diagram. Well, it means that all four angles, all five angles, I didn't look at that carefully. All five angles add up to 360 degrees. Right? Just like we had up here. If I kind of start drawing my arrows, we have this one, we're going all the way. What other word for? Oh my goodness gracious. We'll change that, I'm sorry. All four angles. Set up and solve an equation. Well, again, we have to know the box is 90. All right, so that means we're going to be equaling 360 degrees. We have x plus 90 plus 5x plus 204. Right, I just went right around the circle. So we have to put our like terms together. That's x and 5x, which is 6x. We have 90 and 204, which is 294, equals 360 degrees. I have to subtract to get 6x by itself. So 6x is equal to 350, I'm getting 66. Not sure if that's right. Anyway, divide both sides by 6 and we get x equals 11. Now, again, making sure that I'm reading because it wants to know, find the value of x. We did that. Then it wants to know the measures of angle BAC and angle DAE. Well, BAC was your x. We found that. The other one, DAE, is 5x. So 5 times x is going to be 55 degrees. Okay? All right, let's try another one because now we're going to get a little bit more complicated. Three lines meet at a point, set up and solve an equation to find the value of A. Is your answer reasonable? So when I look at these, I'm like, okay, I don't have enough information here. But what I do have is I have a bunch of vertical angles, and there is more than one way you can solve this problem. I know automatically that this angle, 78, is vertical right across to this angle. So this angle is 78. I know that this angle is 52, and right across this angle is 52. Now, you could go all the way around a point, or if you notice, 52A and 78 make a straight line. A straight line is 180 degrees. So I'm going to save myself some work and deal with smaller numbers. So I know that 52 plus A plus 78 has to equal 180 degrees. I'm going to add these together, combine my like terms. 130 equals A plus 130 equals 180. Subtract 130. So we know A has to be 50 degrees. You could have, again, put another A here, and you could have added them all up and had it equal 360. You still get A is equal to 50 degrees, though. Number 5, two lines meet at a common vertex of two rays. The measurement of COF is 134 degrees. And set up and solve. So COF is this angle right here. So we're trying to figure out, right, we have a bunch of different things going on here. All right, let me erase this. Because one of the things we want to look for are straight lines. So I have CD right there makes a straight line. Okay, well, is that going to help me? Probably not right now. Have to be honest. But I also know, if I erase this, that I have, when we said COF, right, I'm going to go back to that. COF we know is 134 degrees. Part of that, though, is 90. This part is 90. So I can figure out what X is, because X plus 90 has to equal 134 degrees. So I'm going to subtract 90 from both sides, and this definitely takes some practice and getting used to being able to look at the pictures and see what the heck is going on there. Okay, so anyway, going back, so we have now, so I know this is 44 degrees, so now I have to look at what Y is. So I'm going to erase my lines here. Right, because sometimes there's a lot of information going on. But I know that AB is a straight line. And AB, that means it's 180 degrees. And look at what angles make that up. 14, 44, 90, not the 134, I'm going to use the 90, and Y. So I'm going to add those up. So we have 14 plus 44 plus 90 plus Y equals 180 degrees. So I'm going to put those together. So that's going to give me 9, 10, 148 plus Y equals 180 degrees. Subtract. Let's put my answer over here. So I get Y is going to be 142, 32 degrees. I hope that's correct. I hope. Okay? All right. I would like you to try number 6 and pause it and then come back and we'll see how you did. So you guys are trying number 6. Okay, so this one, definitely a little bit trickier. So we had to look at and notice a couple of things. First of all, I was trying to get, because I see my 5x and my 3x, I was trying to use this as my straight line. In order to get that, though, I needed to know what this angle was. Well, this angle was vertical to this angle. So I had to be able to figure out what this one was, meaning DAH. Well, there was a right angle here, so if this was 30, that meant this was 60. If this is 60, then this one is 60. So my equation was 60 plus 5x plus 3x equals 180. Add those up, 8x plus 60. It asked for x, and it asked for the value of the two angles. So that's, I did x, and then I did 3x and 5x. So some of them can get complicated, some are easy. But the more we do this and the more you look at the pictures, the better you're going to get at it. Any questions? As always, bring them to class. Have a good night.